It is the Riot podcast, day 1 without Nikki, and she will be out for the rest of this week. She gets a nice little vacation, and in her stead, we have Isaiah. Hello, Isaiah.
Howdy, everybody.
I know we've just done a whole show together, but hello.
Hello.
Say hello to our fans.
Hello, podcast gang here. No Nikki, so I'll be filling in here for the next couple podcasts. So lots of good stuff here. We talked about all kinds of stuff. We kicked it off talking about Grandpa's ashes.
Yeah, and winding up in an unlikely place.
A very unlikely place. There was a couple stories throughout this this podcast that were like should have been sad stories.
Yeah.
And we even acknowledged during them, we were like, you know, this is like an entertainment, like morning show podcast.
We're just trying to put a light spin on things.
And it's hard to put a light spin on like death.
But I think that's the most fun thing to put a light spin on.
Yeah. We did. I mean, we did it. So whether you like it or not, we did make a light spin.
I mean, it doesn't matter what jokes we make about Grandpa's ashes and where they wind up. It's not bringing Grandpa back.
No.
So.
And then this one here, the Grandpa's ashes one was a pretty light. I mean, that was an easy one. Now the monkeys and the dogs.
Yeah.
That was a harder spin.
That one, I don't know. I felt a little bad about it.
We had to really take that one on a ride.
There's nothing we can do about it, and it's just nature taking its course, and nature is, it's scary.
Oh, yeah. So essentially, if you have an animal, or if you have a dog, and there's monkeys that live around you, you should keep your dog inside.
Yeah, you definitely should. We had somebody text in afterwards. They said they spent some time in South Africa, and they saw where a monkey and a dog were getting into it, and the owners of the dog did have to keep their dog in their house, indoors, for a month because the monkeys would just sit and wait. Can you imagine wanted to exact their revenge?
Looking out your back window, and there's just a couple monkeys sitting out there on a branch.
A posse of monkeys.
Just ready.
Yeah.
To take out, and your dog's just sitting there, just staring at him. You're like, no, stay in here.
The dog is just whining constantly because it knows what's coming to it. If the door is ever left open, those monkeys, they're going to do what monkeys do.
Yeah, so that was a good one. We also talked about some of the worst things about winter, which was one of my favorite things to talk about. Nothing like complaining when it's cold.
Yeah, that's right. What we've got, it's the first day of winter as we record this, so we've got a long winter ahead of us, and we just got to find a way to make the most of it. And as we see with just all of the negative topics we deal with today, you deal with the negativity by putting a fun spin on it. By just sharing a laugh or two about the things that we hate. Make life worse.
Yeah, we talk about that. We also talked to John Cooper from Skillet.
Yeah, we probably should have led with that because people are more interested in John's.
Yeah, we should have tossed that over after the rep because there's probably a couple people who tuned into the podcast and
they said this sounds like a downer of a podcast.
They're like, well, Nikki's not even here. Yeah. I gotta get out of here.
They're talking about death and ashes.
They're trying to make fun of things that aren't funny.
Yeah.
Yes.
But
John Cooper's in this, so hang around for that.
He is, and you can find out John Cooper from Skillet's nickname.
Oh, it's a good one.
There's no way you knew about it, because I didn't know about it. We're professionals. Our job is to know stuff about Skillet. We didn't know.
He refers to himself as a name in third person.
Yeah.
That was my favorite part about it.
Pretty amazing.
We talked about that. We also
dug that out of him.
Yeah, so we also talked at the end about how Hudson's being a little bit greedy.
You think I'm being greedy?
You were being a little greedy because you're trying to take advantage of me.
I don't think I'm trying to take advantage.
You are trying to take advantage of my pickiness.
Yeah, I guess that's one way to look at it. That's one way to look at it. But in another sense, I'm just trying to make use of food that would go to waste otherwise.
I don't know if it would go to waste. It's not like I just wouldn't have gotten it.
And I just think that I think it's really crazy that you don't even eat chili. You don't eat any chili of any kind. I've
had a chili on a dog, on a hot dog.
Okay.
And I liked it.
Yeah.
Have I had it just plain?
Why?
No.
Why not?
Because
it's like soup. You like soup?
See, now there's
it's like a better soup.
But like, I don't really like soup all that much.
Why not?
I don't know. It isn't one of those things that I love. Like chicken noodle soup, I like.
Yeah.
Do I love it? No.
Well, I think you need. Okay, one. There's a vast difference. There's several different worlds of chili. So you just have to find the one that's right for you. And once you find the one that's right for you, I think you will enjoy it quite a bit.
So maybe I shouldn't
I would
Give it to you then.
You know what? The only better gift than you giving me a free bowl of chili from Wendys
Is me trying it?
Is you trying chili and loving it.
See, I've never
tried. That would be the greatest gift of all.
I've never tried pure chili, so I've tried it on a hot dog, but never just pure chili.
I don't know that Wendys, actually, no, I'll tell you, Wendys is definitely not the best representation.
Oh, great.
But that doesn't mean that it's not good or that you wouldn't enjoy it or like it.
Well, I probably won't try it anyway, but...
It's free. You should just try it.
But it's okay. I will consider.
All right.
When I go through the drive-thru, I'll think of you. I will think of you. That's what I will do. I will think of you.
That doesn't make me feel any better. All right.
But
well, enjoy the podcast. Enjoy the interview with John from Skillet, and we'll catch you next time.
See you guys.
Everything you love about the Riot, plus a handy-dandy fast-forward option. This is the Worst of the Riot podcast.
We have here a new world record that has been set. A record has been broken, I guess you could say. And it is from the great state of Tennessee, where they've taken this record, and it feels like a record that they deserve to have.
They ran with it.
They
did.
And
made it a pretty good little run, I would say.
That's for sure. 48 hours straight in Tennessee, a group of friends in Memphis have broken the Guinness World Record for the longest continuous barbecue marathon. 48 hours in a row, which they defeated a team from Italy that grilled for 40 hours and 53 seconds back in May of 2017. So they've knocked them out, and now Tennessee owns the longest grilling marathon record.
See, my thing is, like, once you get past the 40 hours and 53 seconds, like, obviously they felt like they needed to get to the 48 to make it a full 2 days.
A nice round number.
But after 40 hours, I feel like once we beat it, I'd be like, all right, let's get out of here.
Yeah.
Like, this is enough.
You
like,
would
I've
lose
had
your
enough.
excitement.
Oh, yes. Once you beat the record, like, it's super exciting in that moment, then it's like, all right, let's tear it down and get out of here.
And here's the thing. You know that whether you go 40 hours and 1 full minute to beat the record, or 48 hours, or 52 hours, or however far you push it, that's not going to stop the next people from doing it.
No, they're going to beat it no matter what, so
exactly.
It doesn't matter. Whenever someone chooses to beat it, they're just going to beat it.
Yeah.
So whether it's 48 hours or 40 hours and 1 minute, it doesn't make a difference, because once somebody sets their mind to it, they're just going to do it.
Yeah, so look at us tearing down this this great accomplishment.
Nice try.
They did it for charity.
Nice try.
Yeah.
Next time.
Yeah. Your world record, we're not impressed at all. Now, I am impressed.
Me too.
I bet you I would have liked to be there to not participate in the grilling part of it, but definitely to participate in the eating part of it, obviously.
Oh, yeah. You just eat and then sleep. It sounds pretty fantastic.
Yeah, right. I'll take a shift of the eating.
Yeah.
You guys, you knock out the grilling part, and I will take a shift. Whenever you need somebody to tap in and eat, I can definitely do that.
So I assume, like, somebody at the party had to have been awake at all times, right?
I think so, or else it wouldn't be continuous, right?
Yeah.
Because that's what I thought to myself. Seeing 48 hours, that doesn't seem like that long for a barbecue marathon when you have literally like week-long barbecue festivals that go on across the country in the United States. And but I guess at those festivals, they do take a break overnight every night. At least most do.
I'd say, like, is it just nonstop grilling? Is that just another thing has to be on the grill?
I think so. Yeah, you
that
just
sounds
can
like
never.
a lot of food.
That sounds like a lot of food. It sounds like a lot of propane or coal or
coal.
What am I talking about? Charcoal.
Yeah.
It sounds like a lot of materials that have to go into that. And like I said, definitely glad I didn't have to participate. I'm not much of a griller. Are you?
You're not a grill master?
No, I mean,
what?
Not really. I have a grill, and I never really use it.
See, I don't even have a grill.
You don't?
But I do enjoy grilling. Like, making a hamburger is
I know.
so
There's like
satisfying.
something good about it.
In the summertime, something about making like a hamburger or a hot dog on a grill. It's just so, like, when I do it, it just feels really, really professional.
Yeah.
And it feels good. Like,
feels manly, doesn't it?
Right. Yes.
Yeah.
Holding the spatula in my hand for a while, like, that just feels right.
Yeah. I'm with you. The smell.
Oh, the smell.
There's nothing like the smell, right?
You put the cheese on there. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And now I'm getting hungry for a hamburger.
You put the buns up on the top rack so they get nice and toasty.
The toasted buns.
Yeah.
There's nothing quite like it.
You got the little boat of aluminum foil to hold all the stuff in.
Oh yeah.
To, keep things warm and whatever.
Yeah. I'm sure if I was them, I would have just cooked one thing at a time.
Yeah.
So that way we didn't have like a ton of food. I'd be like, okay, one hot dog. One hot dog.
I wonder if that's what they did.
That would make the most sense, because
Yeah.
if not, they would have a huge pile of food.
Yeah.
Because it's 48 hours straight. They had to have done this one at a time.
And I know it's for charity, but I don't know if they were giving out the food for charity or if they were raising money, like trying to get people to pay for that,
Oh, yeah.
But if they were giving the food to charity, even the charity is going to, eventually they're going to be like, hey, we're full.
Like, we don't need any more hot dogs and hamburgers.
There
Like,
are
enough,
not this
enough.
many. This stuff isn't going to stay good,
No.
you guys. Like,
you guys have made us like
we're not going to be able to eat it fast enough.
600 hamburgers in the course of this 48 hours.
It's just too much. But hey, congratulations to the leaders of the team, were Addison Forsdick and Robert Hammonds. So congrats to them and the whole city of Memphis, Tennessee.
This is The Riot. Radio U.
Speaking of somebody who maybe has advanced in years, we have a man in the state of Maine, Bangor, Maine. Now, unfortunately, he lost his life. Now, I mean, he was he had lived a full life, but once he lost his life, of course, what do you do as a family? You, in this case, you fulfill his last wishes. You cremate him.
Yeah.
And then you've got the ashes, and what do you do with them? Well, in this case, we have a family who accidentally returned the ashes to Lowe's.
Oh, no.
Yes,
Grandpa's at Lowe's.
Grandpa has found himself at Lowe's, where maybe who knows? He might have enjoyed going to Lowe's. I think that's a
my
safe bet
gosh.
even, but not in this way. So here's how it happened. The family put the ashes of Grandpa into a light fixture box.
Oh, my goodness.
Somehow, and then the light fixture box was returned to the Lowe's without them realizing. So,
No.
at least that's what they say. Maybe they just wanted to keep the light fixture and get the refund.
Yes. They just
So they're
sent
like,
it
what
back.
can we? What do we have that's about the same weight?
What can we have that's similar that we can just send back? Like stuff like this too, like in families, it's like who's gonna be the one that of the siblings and stuff, who's gonna be the one to be able to take care of Grandpa's ashes and
Right.
stuff. And so it's always a big deal thing, where everybody wants them, but one person ends up getting them. And so you're the person who ended up with Grandpa's ashes, and then you're also the one that sent him to Lowe's. Every other sibling, everyone else in the family,
I wonder,
had to have been so mad at them.
I do
what
wonder
are you thinking?
how they realized where, did one sibling, one of Grandpa's children, come over to the other house? It's the holidays, and they're like, "Hey, just I brought over a plate of cookies and whatever, and hey, you got Grandpa's ashes lying around. I'd really like to take a look."
Yeah, I'd like to check those out
the
again.
other sibling's like, "Oh no!"
They're like, wait a minute. Where are they?
I swear I put them right here next to
is
the
that
light
at?
fixture that I wanted to get. Wait a minute. So
the light fixture's oddly enough here. I could have swore I returned that to Lowe's.
So now, fortunately, this story does have a happy ending because, of course, they returned the light fixture without realizing it. The light fixture box, anyways. The box made its way back onto to the Lowe's shelf,
Oh my gosh.
and then someone else bought it. So this is a hot light fixture.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Someone else, they sold it, okay.
Yeah, and so that person gets home and is ready to install their light fixture. And you can only imagine the disappointment as they open the box
And they're like,
find
"What
that
is
it's
this?"
filled with human cremains.
Oh my gosh. That's incredible.
I know. Can you imagine how upset you'd be when you're so excited to put up a new light
And then you open
instead,
the box?
Yeah.
Oh goodness. And that's what you find inside?
That's what you find. So, of course, they returned that box to the Lowe's, where the Bangor Police Department was then alerted. They put out a little alert on their Facebook page and stuff to get people to say, hey, is anybody missing their grandfather's remains? And sure enough, the rightful owners turned up. So Grandpa is back where he belongs. But I don't know. Maybe Grandpa did. Maybe this was all just a twist of fate. It was, Grandpa from beyond the grave saying, where I really belong is not on your mantle.
But
it's in the light fixture
Lowe's.
department.
Some people want sprinkled on the beach or in a place they really loved.
Where they loved.
Grandpa was like Lowe's.
Yeah.
Put me. That was where I was happiest. That's where I had the happiest times.
Right.
My happiest memories were in there.
If you're looking for hot takes on the day's most important news stories, you're in the wrong place. You're listening to The Riot on Radio U.
Isaiah, also, I see that you have found a list of, on the first day of winter, that's today.
Yeah.
The list of the worst things about winter.
Yeah, this is a controversial list.
Yeah.
Because I hate a lot of things about winter.
Uh-huh.
And I think I could make a top 10 list of things that I hate. And I think a lot of these I do hate, but I don't know if this would be the order that I would choose.
Yeah, I'm looking at this, and I'm definitely, I think it's controversial as well. So why don't we just launch right into it with number one, which according to this list, it's a website called Ranker. So it's basically, as far as I understand it, anybody can just go in and they upvote or downvote the different options that people have put in. So this is just a list by the people for the people. And they say that icy sidewalks, they have voted number one as the worst thing about winter.
Yeah, I think that there's a place for this near the top because when an icy sidewalk gets you, I mean, there's nothing worse.
That's a bad one.
If you get got by an icy sidewalk in that moment, it is the worst thing about winter.
Oh, yeah.
Because you're in
when you
pain, you land on the ground.
Yeah, flat on your coccyx.
Yes.
You don't want to do that.
There's nothing else about winter that is more painful, I think, than an icy sidewalk.
Yeah, but how often do you, how many times a winter do you think you wipe out on an icy sidewalk?
I would say twice.
You
Wouldn't
think?
You say?
A winter?
Yes, a winter.
I think it's less than once a winter for me.
Really?
I'm pretty good at, I can spot an icy sidewalk.
Yeah, I can see him coming a mile away. Much. I don't go outside much.
Right. I get some salt.
You get the salt down.
I definitely stock up on the salt at my house.
So RadioU, do you think this front sidewalk out here pretty good?
You know what? In my experience, yes. But I'll tell you that this is my first winter going through as being the first person in the building.
Oh no! In the morning, it's the roughest.
Yeah, I don't know who used to. Who are the previous shovelers and sidewalk salters?
Oh no, this is gonna be my job. I already know. I already know this is gonna be my job. Oddly enough.
Yep. As long as I can open the door, I will. But that means I might wipe out on the icy or snowy sidewalk. So
yeah.
But that's number one. I wouldn't rank that number one, but that's again because I wipe out less than once a winter.
Yeah, but when it gets you, that's the worst thing about your
winter. It really
winter.
is bad.
It's up there.
Number two was wind chill factor. That's definitely very regional.
Yeah.
If you live off of a lake, like if you live in Chicago, I bet you the wind chill factor probably outsurpasses the icy sidewalks.
Oh, yeah.
And where my family lives, they live in Maryland where it's near the mountains.
Ooh.
Not real mountains. It's not Rocky Mountains. Those are real mountains. But the Appalachian, the Allegheny Mountains.
Yeah.
And the wind will whip right off of those mountains. So when you're down in the valley, so that's
nothing
not
worse
great.
than cold wind to the face. That's just pain. That's also painful.
That's a bad one. Black ice is number 3. So while you're driving, that one obviously can have much worse consequences than really anything else on the list.
The sneakiest of this entire list is the black ice.
But again, not something that that gets me too many times a winter.
Me as well.
We have flu at number 4. That's tough.
Yeah.
And number 5, this would be my number 1 because it hits you so frequently.
Yeah.
If you live in Florida, not really, but if you live anywhere where you actually get winter weather, scraping and defrosting the car is the worst.
There's nothing in the morning. Like, obviously, not every time you have time to scrape.
Yeah.
So there's nothing in the morning like trying to do that little peer around your window.
You can't do it.
When like half your windshield is frozen over, but there's that little slit that you can like look through and you just can see enough to where you're like, this is almost safe. I think I'm able to go to work.
Yeah.
There's nothing like that.
So you've done that? You've driven with a suspect windshield?
Yeah, of course. Everybody has. There's been a point where everyone has had to do that, and it's terrible the first like 4 minutes of the drive, and then you're just running the windshield wipers, just trying to get all the ice off as quickly as possible.
I had one run-in. This was when I was quite a new driver, because I know it was actually still with my parents' car, where I was in a rush to get to work, and I did actually do what you mentioned. And it was after the sun had come up, so I was okay for a while. But when the sun hit the windshield, like the right angle, then I was 100% blind. And
head out the window?
No, it was because it was just for a moment, and then I actually wound up bumping into another car.
No, you did not.
I did, and I still made it to work on time.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah, that happened.
You ended up bumping a car, and Hudson. bad look.
I've changed a lot as a driver because I would never do that now.
Now you're like, no chance.
Now I'm an adult.
The only thing that I would say is a little bit underrated on the list, number 9, chapped lips. That needs to be higher.
That's bad too.
That needs to be
lips,
higher.
And by extension, just any dry skin.
Yeah, dry skin 7.
I have to put lotion on my hands about 8 times a day.
Yeah,
so that's a rough one.
That's an everyday thing for me, so that needs to be a little higher.
If there's anything else we're missing out on this list that's a terrible thing about winter you think we left off, text in 8772 RadioU.
This is the Worst of the Riot podcast.
You've been taking texts on the worst things about winter since today is the first day of winter. If you have a good thing about winter too, unless it's Christmas because that's obvious, but I don't know.
There's not many.
The list is a lot shorter, but maybe you can change our minds on that. We did hear from Stacy who texted in and said, who brought up one that is an egregious omission from the top 5 that we just brought up, which is, she says shoveling, particularly when she shovels out her parking spot and then the snowplow comes through and refills it back up with snow. That's a rough one.
And it's always way later than you want them to be there. Like, at the time the snowplows are coming, you're like, you were supposed to be here 2 hours ago.
Yep.
Now that I'm doing it myself, now you're going to come in and fill it
Done
up.
all the work,
Yes.
and now you're going to come here and mess it up. And then Nate says, he texted in, he said, sorry about your brownies, by the way.
Oh, it's okay, Nate. We'll get through this together. It's all right.
He says, for him, as a runner, running in the cold is the worst part of winter.
Ooh.
So he has to go indoors and find a track that he can run.
Yeah.
So a nice subtle, not so subtle running flex from Nate.
No,
He's
I
so
like
committed to the running. He's
Nate,
going all year round.
I'll tell you one thing about running in the cold. When I used to play like college lacrosse, and our games would start in like February, and if you wouldn't play for like part of the game, and then you'd come in when it's cold out, your feet were like frozen.
Yep.
So running in the cold, the worst part is when you run, the bottoms of your feet are actually like painful. It hurts. It's more painful than it already is running in general. So I'm that much less motivated to run in the winter.
Yeah, that's a good point. So if you've got another thing that you hate about winter, text it in to 8772 RadioU. We'll all just tell winter how we feel about it on its first day when we've got a lot of winter obviously to go. But you know what? I've got some good news on this first day of winter for fans of Taco Bell and or chicken. Remember how Taco Bell was testing chicken wings in Fullerton, California?
Oh, yeah.
Everybody remembers that. Well, guess what they're doing?
They're bringing them in?
They're bringing them nationwide.
Now we're talking.
Yeah,
Okay.
nationwide crispy chicken wings coming to Taco Bell starting January 6th for a limited time. This is confusing to me. It says starting January 6th after 2 p.m. Does that mean you can only order it after 2 p.m.? All the time, or just on January 6th for some reason they're starting it
Why are they starting
after
at 2
lunch?
p.m.?
Yeah.
I don't understand.
Either way, a strange decision, a strange distinction to make, but nevertheless, for people who do love chicken or Taco Bell, this is very exciting news.
Yeah, they look, I mean, obviously the photo is going to look very, very good.
That's true.
But I looked at the photo and I also smelt, like I had that smell of chicken wings, like I don't know how.
The smell of Taco Bell.
The smell of Taco Bell chicken wings. Now, these look really good. Realistically, do you think they're going to be good?
I don't think they would be the best, but I also don't think they'd be the worst.
I don't see the crisp. I don't feel like they're going to be crispy. That's
You don't
my
think?
thing.
I think that's what they are going to be in spades. They might be too crispy
You
and
think
not
so?
enough chicken.
Oh, so you're thinking little chicken,
I think it's going to be a lot of breading because they say, so these are bone-in chicken wings, which
Yummy.
is surprising.
Love me some traditional. That's good.
You don't expect that from a fast food restaurant, but they're doing bone-in chicken wings, and then they are coated with like this Taco Bell, they say Mexican queso seasoning.
Ooh, I love some queso.
So I guess they're cheesy chicken wings.
Cheesy
they
chicken
don't look
wings.
it, but I think it's just, it's going to be maybe more of a subtle thing where you get some kind of cheesy spice that's coating them there, and then of course all of that, it looks like a coating of breading, doesn't it?
I'm excited for this. I actually really want to try it.
Yeah,
A
you know
queso
what?
coating?
You're on the right show because
Yeah,
I'm
I
sure
know.
that we will try it one
I'm
day.
taking a look here. January 6th is a Thursday. I'm thinking maybe January 7th. That's Friday.
Yeah.
We might have to get these.
We're
in,
gonna have
'cause
to make a
obviously
point.
At 2 p.m. It's
Yeah.
gonna be, we can't do that.
We're mostly gone by
Yes,
2 p.m.
by 2 p.m. we're gone.
Well, we'll work
so.
on that. And an additional bit of good news for Taco Bell fans. The Mexican pizza is reportedly going to make a comeback as well. And I know that was one that a lot of people were
The
sad
Mexican
to lose.
pizza.
Yeah, did you like the Mexican pizza?
I never had the Mexican pizza.
Yeah, it doesn't look like you. It's got a lot of tomatoes and stuff. So
that's not so much up my alley for sure.
that is coming back, but that will not be in January. That looks like it will be later in the year, April or May. So you'll have a Mexican pizza for the spring. But talk about chicken wings, January 6th. You can get excited about that.
If you missed out on the next Riot moment when it originally aired, you don't know how lucky you are. You're listening to the Worst of the Riot podcast.
It is The Riot on RadioU, and we are very excited this morning to get the pleasure of talking, for me again, for Isaiah for the first time, to talk to John from Skillet. John, how you doing this morning?
What's up? It's great to chat with y'all.
It's good to hear from you again, John. So I want to start by asking, because I was researching for the interview. Now, I've been a Skillet fan for a long time, but I thought I knew everything. I did not know on your Wikipedia page, it says you are also known as Doggy. So I want to know, is that true? If so, who calls you that?
Oh, this is so dumb. Okay. All right. I did not know it said that on Wikipedia. Doggy, that is true. You can hear it on an old podcast. It's the dumbest thing ever. It's basically this. Here's the short version. It's going to make me sound old, not old. I'm just older than some people. All right. In the 90s is really when rap was really getting big, and everybody had like rap names. Ice Cube, Ice T, and all these names, Snoop Dogg, and it was kind of a joke. And I don't really know why. I just started calling myself, as a joke, Doggy, but only in like third person. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, man, Doggy's pumped about playing a show tonight. Doggy can't wait to rock. It's just completely stupid. And at some point, I don't remember why, but somebody else started calling me Doggy, and we would laugh about it, not thinking it would ever stick. And then at some point, it kind of became a thing of some sort of term of endearment. People were like, yeah, Doggy. I don't know. So Jen still calls me Doggy all the time.
Wow.
My drummer, Jen. And I don't really remember why. And I even forget that people call me that, which is why I was not prepared to answer your question.
Well, we're
But
bringing
they
it
do.
back. I'm glad to
Yes.
know Wikipedia at least isn't lying about that, though, because you never know.
I wish they were. I wish that I did not give myself a nickname.
That's
Yeah.
amazing.
What kind of loser does that?
My favorite is the third person too, that you referred to it as like Doggy's thinking this.
Yeah, that adds another level of loser.
It's almost it's Seinfeldian in a way. Georgia,
It is
Doggy's getting
Seinfeld.
upset.
Yeah, it is exactly like that.
I love it. So as we get closer to Christmas time, do you guys have any like big Christmas traditions that you're getting ready for or that you do like every single year?
Well, yeah, I mean, let's see. So I've got two kids. They're teenagers, and we've always had. So Christmas time has always been our only guaranteed time off every year, and there's only been a couple of years where it hasn't been off. So usually it's we tour Europe, and then we come home and we have like 3 weeks off. And so historically, my kids have all grown up with every single December is basically like 2 weeks of watching movies, because we're all so tired from being in Europe. And so it just kind of stuck. So yes, we watch Lord of the Rings every year. So we had like straight through all the Lord of the Rings stuff. And then we watch Christmas movies. And I don't know if people really care about this, but we also eat a lot. And the reason I say that, because I know everybody eats a lot at Christmas, is that when you're on the road, you see, especially when you're not 21, like we're not, you always have to really watch what you eat, or you won't fit into your stage clothes.
Yes.
You might get sick on stage. In other words, the way you look becomes a bigger issue the older you get. That's just wisdom from the Doggy. The Doggy's dropping knowledge. So usually it's like, hey, we have 3 or 4 weeks off, and I'm going to eat a record amount of cookies.
Oh,
so
yeah.
my wife, so basically my wife and my daughter make cookies. I eat all the cookies while we watch Lord of the Rings. That's the short answer.
Hey, that doesn't sound so bad
Sounds
at all.
like a great tradition.
Yeah, right.
It is, and I'm pumped up.
It's a wonderful time of the year. So you're going to keep the wonderful time going. In January, you've got Winter Jam, and you've got the new album Dominion coming out. I mean, you've referenced it. You guys have been doing it for a while with putting out so many albums. With this new one, what do you hope people will hear on the new album that they can tell, like, this is different? This is something a little that they're switching up from this album compared to what they've done previously.
Yeah, there are things like that, especially for people that are very familiar with Skillet, like the panheads,
Right.
The Uber fans. They'll always pick up on, like, oh, that's something that Skillet hasn't done. Probably the most noticeable so far. There's only three songs now that are released.
Right.
But I have seen a lot of messages of people noticing there is a slight, only a little bit, a slight amount of rapping on the album. A little
Is that
bit
doggy?
of rap. The doggy's going gangsta, apparently. I like to call that doggy gangster.
Yes.
No, but not a lot. But there is a little bit of a hip hop influence. My wife Corey, she's produces a lot, so she always likes she likes indie rock and hip hop, and she's always up on current music. I'm basically kind of like, Metallica and Striper all the time. That's pretty much all that I listen to. My wife is like, she knows all the current indie alt bands, and she's also into what I would call more of like hardcore bands. That would be Asking Alexandria and stuff that's more in that box.
Right.
And so she brings a lot of that stuff to the table, and within that can be some hip hop influence. And so that's kind of cool. On the record, you'll hear little bits of that. You can hear it on our current song we have out. It's called Standing in the Storm. And there's a little bit, I still got some life in me. So there's a little bit of that rap, and then the Jen vocal. So that's kind of new. Only other thing I would say that sticks out to me personally that maybe no one else would care about, but it's what I feel passionate about. This is the first record we've done that is very aggressively anti-establishment. It's just not something I've sung about in the past, and it's hard to find new things to sing about. I wasn't trying to find something new to sing about, but that's just what I feel really passionate in this moment, singing songs that are against the grain in I think a very foundational way, because the way that I see the world going right now, that what I believe to be a lot of government overreach into our lives to try to control our lives, to try to be the God. Government wants to be the father. That's elements of statism and things like that I feel are very against, not just very against Americanism, but very against the Bible and the role of government. Because, the government has a God-given ministerial role according to the Bible. The government is supposed to be the minister of God, to be the sword against the evildoer. That's his actual role according to the book of Romans. That is ordained by God. When the government steps outside of that role and then tries to be the father to my kids or tries to be the God to me, now that is a minister of God that has become idolatrous. I don't want to get off on a whole tangent on that, but I feel passionate about that. And you can hear those messages on this record. It's kind of a rebuke to the government. It's a rebuke to those forces to get back where they belong, because Jesus is the Lord of the earth. Jesus is the Lord of this country. And I don't mean that in a Christian nationalism way. What I mean is Jesus owns the whole world. He is Lord of all creation. The government is not the Lord of my life, and it shouldn't be. It needs to be rebuked when it does that. So you're going to hear those kind of messages on the record that maybe you wouldn't have heard before.
Yeah, that's good stuff. And definitely picking that up. We're playing Standing in the Storm. Definitely getting that on that one. So, yeah, good stuff, man.
Yeah, as we get closer to Winter Jam, can you guys feel the excitement building up for that from the fans and as you guys as well?
Oh, absolutely. People are so excited to go see some music. I mean, we did tour, during the last few months, and you can see it on people's faces. You know what I think it is about music? It's like, it's hard to explain, isn't it? All of you will get it, and I'm sure all the listeners will get it. music makes people feel better. It's just the way it is. It's universal, and it doesn't matter what you believe about politics, religion, rich, poor, no matter the color of your skin, every country and the whole planet, music makes people feel better. It's therapeutic. It's even, I believe, spiritually powerful. Like you look at, a lot of people know the story in the Old Testament. Remember Saul? King Saul was being tormented by demons, and he is asking for a musician to come and play. And David comes and plays. This is when David was still a boy. David comes in and is anointed by God as a musician, and David plays an instrument, and these demons stop tormenting Saul. I don't want to build a whole theology about that, but that's amazing. There is something powerful about music that God has created, and I just really believe that when you surrender that gift to the Lord and you write songs to glorify His name, I believe that music affects people whether they believe in God or not. I believe that God uses that to change people's lives, sometimes to bring them to repentance, which is an amazing gift, isn't it? I'm sure working at RadioU, you've met somebody that said, I came to Jesus because I was listening to RadioU and I heard the gospel, so on and so forth. God can use music in such incredible ways, and it's not just good for Christians, it's good for everybody. So Winter Jam is going to be awesome, and I don't want to be cheesy, but I'll say this to end it. I think personally it's really cool because Winter Jam is so eclectic. There's hard rock, worship, rap, hip hop, R&B. All this diversity comes together for this common purpose. And I don't want to be cheesy. I really mean this. We need that in our country right now. We desperately need something that people can agree on. And it ain't going to be politics. That's for sure. So having all these different voices come together for a common purpose, even though within these different voices, it could be the case that some of us artists don't agree with each other on various points of theology, philosophy, or politics, but that's okay because we agree on what matters, which is that Jesus is Lord. He died. He rose from the dead. He is alive today, and He will give you a brand new heart if you repent of your sins and be born again. That is fantastic news.
Yes.
So that's what we're going to be doing on Winter Jam.
Well, that's awesome, man. We're really looking forward to Winter Jam kicking off just a couple weeks from now. So looking forward to that. You can find out more RadioU.com on the Insider page. And John, thanks for spending some time with us this morning, and Merry Christmas to you and your family, and have a lot of fun on Winter Jam.
Thank you. It's so great to chat with you guys. Hope you have a great Christmas. Everybody listen, thanks for all your support. Go eat some cookies and watch Lord of the Rings, and then buy Skillet's new album. You know what I'm saying?
Awesome, man. It is The Riot.
Yeah! You were one of the lucky few who missed The Riot when they were live. Yet here you are.
I also like to live dangerously.
This is the Worst of the Riot podcast.
Isaiah, this story, well, for everybody, this is not for the faint of heart. And I mean that sincerely. It's not a feel-good story whatsoever.
No, not at all.
Especially if you are an animal lover, because what do we want? What do we want? We want peace.
Yeah.
And this is not peace whatsoever. So this is in a small village in India where actually we had a story that ties into this. Maybe it was last week about the monkey that was saved with mouth to mouth by a human.
Yeah.
After the monkey reportedly had been attacked by a group of dogs, right?
Yes.
So the dog-monkey warfare seems to be something that is rather common in some parts of India. And in fact, it is so common, get a load of this. In this town in India, there have been a reported about 250 dogs. You hear that? 250.
That's a lot of dogs. I don't even know how you find that many dogs.
Have been kidnapped and killed by monkeys.
That just sounds like pure hatred.
Yeah. It sounds like warfare.
They do not like each other, it sounds like.
This is what the villagers of the area, this is their theory, that the dogs at one time, a few dogs, killed a baby monkey.
Oh.
Yeah. See, this is not a feel-good story.
No, this is not.
It's good. It's some might even say it's not even funny. There's nothing funny about this, but it is nature.
But yet here we are.
Yeah.
And we're going to try to make this happen.
On this reported, some might say, comedy show, we're talking about dogs and monkeys killing each other. That's what's happening. So it was all started by one monkey infant being killed by a group of dogs. And then in the past month, this is in a month.
In a month, 250. Oh my goodness.
The monkeys have mobilized to get their revenge, and they have not just killed, they kidnapped the dogs first.
Oh,
they're like capturing them and taking them somewhere.
Torture, probably.
And then killing the dogs. What is going on? Where did they learn this?
Where are they? And my question is, where are they taking them? Where are all these dogs? Where are they?
You know what? I don't want to find out, because what if you start getting a little too nosy and the monkeys...
They kidnap you.
They need to tie off some loose ends.
And then it's you next.
Yeah, right.
We don't want to make the monkeys upset.
Hey, if the monkeys can take down 250 dogs, they can take a human.
Now, that's my question is for you. So if a monkey showed up at your house and Zafira's out back, you think you could fight off a monkey?
One monkey...
Let's say there's a group of them. Let's say there's 3 of them.
If it's any more than one,
that's what I'm thinking.
Even if it's 2, me and Zafira are not gonna make it.
I'm looking at the picture that they have of these monkeys, and they do look scary. Monkeys are crazy.
They are.
I mean, obviously they're a wild animal. Do I think I could fight off a wild animal if it's a small one? Possibly.
Yeah.
But a monkey is a pretty agile creature. I feel like it would be a jump to the face.
He's got an extra appendage that he can use to his advantage that you don't. He's a lot more agile.
Essentially has 4 hands.
That's right. You're right. It's not even an extra appendage.
He could punch me with his foot.
That's right. He could be punching you 5 times at once.
Yes.
I guess he'd need one thing to hold on to, but 4 times at once he could be punching you. That is not something I want to mess with. So one monkey, I think I could fend it off. I think I could just scare it away somehow. Light a fire or something. But
screaming and stuff. Yeah.
Just have like a torch. But you get more than one monkey, and
you're outnumbered.
I'm outnumbered. I can't do it.
Yeah, that's a sad story.
It's troubling, isn't it?
Troubling. Yes. This is a similar story. Me and my roommate like to do would you rathers. I'm not very familiar with like different types of monkeys, but I came up with this would you rather. I said, would you rather fight a chicken every time you got in your vehicle, or fight an orangutan once a month? I did not realize that an orangutan is like one of the largest monkeys.
They're massive. They're huge. Yeah.
So my roommate was like, so my options are either fight a chicken once a day in my car, or die. Because there's no way I'm going to beat the orangutan.
You're right. You are outsized, out-muscled by an orangutan.
And he showed me the picture of the orangutan, and I was like, I didn't realize. I was like, I thought an orangutan was much smaller.
I don't think I would do a lot of driving if I had to fight a chicken every time either, because chickens are pretty wild too.
Yeah, they're crazy.
I guess after a while you would get used to being able to know the moves.
Oh, you would just.
I think you could outsmart a chicken.
It'd be quick.
10 out of 10 times once you knew how to outsmart the chicken the first time.
My thing would be it would be terrible because we wake up so early. Like we're walking out to our car at 4:30 in the morning. We're like, we got to fight a chicken first thing in the morning.
But you know what? Some farmers, that's just how they live. That's every day.
That's how they wake up every morning.
They wake up out of bed. They go, oh man, I got to fight. Not just one chicken. I got to fight a whole coop.
I got to fight the entire coop.
Yeah. So.
Oh my gosh. So me personally, I would take the chicken because I prefer not to die.
You're right. I think we could handle that, but I don't know. All I know is I don't want to mess with the monkeys in India because they're crazy.
They're bloodthirsty.
Yeah, that's right. They're out for blood, and I don't want to get in between that. In fact, if it's between the monkeys and the dogs, I'll side with the monkeys.
The Riot promise is that they'll always have an opinion on everything they talk about, but that doesn't mean any of their opinions will make sense. This is The Riot on RadioU.
Isaiah, I don't know if you're as much of a hockey fan as I am, but it was a tough day for hockey fans. Actually, it's been a tough run these past few days for hockey fans because the NHL has had a lot more issues with COVID-19 these past few days, even than the NFL has. So for the NHL, they've had so many games postponed, so many games that they've just had to put off. And an additional thing for the NHL is they have 7 Canadian teams, so that's a lot of international travel going on,
which makes it a little bit more difficult.
Yeah, and it got to the point where nearly the entire league already was having their games postponed anyways because of having so many positive COVID-19 cases. So what they have done is late last night, they agreed to suspend all operations for hockey games. So there will be no hockey. There is a game or two tonight, But then from December 22nd through the 25th, through Christmas, they're taking some time off.
Well, I think that's kind of nice, don't you think?
Don't
Like
you?
the players get to actually enjoy Christmas.
Give them a holiday break.
Like for us, I mean, obviously we're selfish and we're like, just play. Like play on Christmas, play on Christmas Eve. We want you to play.
Yeah.
But for them, they're probably like, this is kind of nice.
Yeah.
You're saying I can just hang out for Christmas Eve and
That's
Christmas?
what I was actually thinking about, because what they had mentioned before they actually came to this situation was, I guess if you're, let's say you're playing a road game, let's say you're on the Blackhawks for Chicago and you're playing a game in Anaheim, but then you test positive while you're in Anaheim.
You're stuck
You
there.
have to stay in Anaheim until you are cleared again.
Oh,
So what a concern some people were having is that they were going to be stuck wherever they happened to be at the time where they tested positive, away from their families, and then have to quarantine through Christmas, which may still happen to a few players, but now you're shutting down games, shutting down travel for now. Everybody can just get to their homes that's able to move around and actually spend time with their family. It gives them time to, get everybody clear of the virus and come back after Christmas. So that is nice that they're thinking of the families of the players and the coaches and everything, whereas the NFL and NBA, who are going to be playing games on Christmas Day, no less, they care about all families all across the country, giving them something to do for the holidays.
Not so much the players' families, but me, myself, I am excited for the Browns-Packers game on Saturday.
Screw Baker Mayfield's wife and Aaron Rodgers' wife. They can spend time.
They can do Christmas alone.
Yeah. They've got plenty of time to spend time with their families otherwise.
That way I can watch them toss the touchdowns, baby, in the pigskin.
Yep, I need to spend time with Aaron Rodgers and Baker Mayfield.
They need to make my Christmas better by getting a victory for me. But I think, I would, if I got quarantined somewhere for Christmas and I was not at home, I would just be sad because you're sick.
Yeah.
You don't feel well.
Or
you're
maybe
isolated
you don't.
or you're asymptomatic. You're just sitting in a room by yourself and you're like, this is so dumb.
You got nothing to do on Christmas Day.
You're by
Christmas
yourself.
all alone.
Oh, man.
Except watch the NFL.
Yeah, but
I
then you
guess
can just
that
tune
wouldn't
in.
be so bad. You just
tune in.
Yeah, it's a win-win. I'm glad the NFL is going to be around.
Welcome to The Riot, where you listen to us and that's it. It's pretty much a one-way street. The Riot. RadioU.
Did you know at Wendys this week they're giving you not just one but 2 Christmas presents?
Oh boy!
Yeah.
Now listen. Now when they're giving away free stuff, typically the things they give are not something I'd be interested in having.
I'll see how do you feel about here's your choices. 1, Baconator fries.
Now we're talking. I can get behind that.
Okay,
yes.
that's one option. And 2, a small bowl of chili. You like their chili?
I mean, no.
No? What's wrong with the chili?
What? Like, I'm not going to Wendy's to get a chili.
Yeah, but if it's free, I'm going for the chili.
No, you're not.
I will. I'll get
You're
the chili.
gonna go
you
to
saw
Wendy's.
me put chili on my fries yesterday.
I know you did, but you're not going to go there for chili.
I'm a chili man.
Have you ever ordered chili at Wendy's?
You know what? Maybe not at Wendy's.
Exactly.
I order chili frequently, especially this time of year. It's a great time of year for a nice bowl of chili. It warms you up, clears out your sinuses.
I would rather pay.
I will not. What?
I would rather pay food for like something I want than have something free that I don't want.
Well, here's how it works. For both the Baconator fries and the chili, what you just need to do is make any purchase at Wendy's. So you just have to buy something small. You get your little Frosty, and then you can have a chili with it. So both of those, you can use one at a time, either or, until December 26th.
Ooh, so this whole week.
Yeah. So you
I'm going to Wendy's this week.
Only one at a time, though.
That's
fine.
I
think you only get it once. So you could go today and get the chili, go tomorrow, get the Baconator fries.
Well, how do they know? I can't just go up to the window and be like...
No, because it's
the app.
It's the app. It's the rewards.
You need the app.
You don't need the app. You just need to have a rewards account.
Okay, I've got that.
Yeah.
I use the rewards. If you
need to make a mobile purchase.
Oh, it's mobile order, too?
Mobile purchase only.
Oh, and there are all these rules.
Well,
they
this
always
is how
want
I
the
order
mobile
from
order.
Wendy's anyways.
You order them from the mobile order?
I do.
I'm a drive-through guy.
Because of the rewards that they give me when I order in the mobile app. They used to always, every single time you order, you would get a free order of Baconator fries or pub fries. They've since ceased that recently, but
That way they can re-promote it for Christmas.
That's
They're like,
right.
well,
Now
let's
it feels
take it
like a
away
big
for
deal again.
Let's take it away for a month, and then we'll give it back to them. So it's a special thing for Christmas week.
Yeah. So how do you feel about Wendy's generosity?
I think it is. They always have deals going on their app, which I
Yeah.
love. Whenever I go through the drive-thru, I pull up the app right away. I'm like, what can I get for free? I don't know if you know about
Absolutely.
free Fry Friday.
Yeah.
They have that.
Now that doesn't get me going.
That doesn't do anything for you?
I don't particularly enjoy their fries just as is. And 2, I'm not going to get excited about getting free fries unless I'm already going there anyways. And it's just like, fine, just throw them in the bag.
Yeah.
You know, I'll eat them, but I'm not going to get excited. But maybe, I guess that's how you feel about the chili.
Yeah, the
Are you
chili
just going to tell them to throw the chili in the bag if you go
chili
twice
is
this
not
week?
not even going in the bag.
No?
Not even going in the bag.
Well, all right. If you go to Wendy's, if you happen to go this week for lunch, just ask for the free chili.
and I'll give it to you.
Bring it back to me. I will eat it.
And I will
guarantee.
And it'll make your day.
It so will. And then I'll get another free bowl of chili, and then I'll go back for the free Baconator fries. I'm going to be...
Seems like you're kind of making out here.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't
It's a great deal.
Why wouldn't I get your Baconator fries?
What? It's not a trade. You said you're not going to even get the chili.
But yeah, but
so why would I trade you?
this.
You said you don't want it.
I don't want it, but
All
that
I'm
doesn't mean I
asking
don't want
is
something out of you.
All I'm asking is that you ask them to put the chili in the bag, and then
Yes,
you give that to me.
But you're asking kind of a
It's
lot
not
of me.
inconveniencing you if you're going to go to
But it
Wendy's
would make
anyway.
so much more sense if we just made a trade.
But I guess No, I don't understand you.
No, I think it
just
makes
give
sense.
me the chili for free. They're giving it away. Just give me the chili.
Yes, but it has to be in my bag. Like that, I'm going to have to deal with the
It's got
smell.
a lid on it.
The smell.
It smells good.
I'm going to Wendy's. I'm saving you a trip. I'm doing a lot for you. For you to get this free chili.
Well,
like, what do you?
I think I do a lot for you as your boss.
All right, so yeah,
I think
we'll just
I
make
treat
a
you
trade.
pretty well.
I think you do
I think
too.
I take it pretty easy on you.
You know, I think you do too, but at the same time,
a bowl of chili is the least you could do.
yeah, of course. Then
A free bowl of chili you don't even have to pay for.
And then if you want to do the same for me, you're more than welcome to give me some Baconator fries.
Yeah.
Because you're acknowledging that the Baconator fries are the better
They're definitely better.
of the two things. You don't want to give those up.
No, I do not.
You're like, it's not a good trade for me.
No,
not a good
that's
trade.
not. I'll give you something else for free. Something that I don't want from somewhere else.
That's fair.
I'll do one of the Mariah Carey deals at McDonald's. I'll give you whatever that is.
That's perfectly fine.
Deal?
Yes,
All right,
deal.
We've come to an understanding.
You just heard the worst of the worst. We'd give you the best of the best, but we'd have to find that. As soon as we do, you'll be the first to know.